wants major new spending on border security. He laid out his plan as Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake held hearings in Phoenix on cross-border security, and especially the problem of heroin smuggling. Heroin is something Jan Nargi knows well. She wrote a book called No Hero in Heroin about her son. He went from marijuana to pills to heroin and then selling for the cartels. She says no child is immune.
Well, it's the kids in our high schools that are doing it, and they're getting it very easy. And like he said, he can go to any city, any state, any town, and if he really wants it, he can find it.
Yep.
Nargi's son went to prison. He's free and clean now. We asked him.
I am too, guys.
Chris Nanos about heroin. He says he'll accept any help he gets, but isn't sure heroin is a higher priority than general crime prevention and better education so people won't fall into the crime.
We are part of the Tucson sector for Customs and Border Protection. Drug smuggling proves to be one of the border's biggest problems. Pinal County is in the middle of one of the best-known smuggling corridors in the nation. Local law enforcement is frustrated. 9 on Your Side's Keaton Thomas spoke to the Pinal County Sheriff about the problems.
Not just intel.
We'll start with the good news. The Pinal County Sheriff's Department arrested 19 drug cartel scouts this year. Earlier this month, deputies arrested 21 drug smugglers and seized more than 1,700 pounds of marijuana. But this is only a fraction of what's actually coming through rural Pinal County.
The downside of this that I've never mentioned is far more than that number get away.
Now that's the frustration for Sheriff Paul Babu. He took 9 on Your Side up above his county to show us exactly what he meant. The cartel members get away partly because scouts perched on hilltops proved to be the eyes and ears for smugglers. Babu and pilot Scott Elliott showed us where they find these scouts, and as you can see, they're almost impossible to spot. They use binoculars, cell phones, and solar panels to aid the cartel smugglers, even encrypted radios, something Babu's deputies don't even have yet. Keaton Thomas, KGUN 9 on your side.
Arizona is in the spotlight as presidential candidates focus on immigration and securing the border. So how can we do that? Congresswoman Martha McSally believes it begins with a change in strategy, while Congressman Raul Grijalva sees it differently, with a focus on changing legislation.
The agents are concentrating in what's called a defense in depth strategy, where they have some agents that are at the border, but then they sort of layer further back and sometimes 100 miles inland. And so one of the things I've been really pushing on is we've got to take the assets that we have and we've got to concentrate them at the border. This is what I hear from our border ranchers and residents all the time.
The security breaches right now around organized crime that on both sides of the border, those taking guns to that side, and those
Does he say anything that ain't obvious?
I think part of the mission adjustment has to happen in Homeland Security is that you focus.
He's lost this old man.
Where the greatest threat is, and it is with organized crime and their ability, regardless of what laws and walls are passed.
You'll find the interviews with McSally and Grijalva on KGUN9.com. It's a chilly night in the old